Well, we're heading into the void on this one and possibly doing something a little crazy. Three up front. How crazy are we going to get with this one? Well, this one is called the Into the Void 4213. It has a bunch WWHUB Pub 102EF next to it. So if you know what those mean, let me know. But I just take a look at the tactic itself. I look at the name and I think this might be a good one to cover. But this is based on one that we've covered in the past called Perfect Strangers 42112. There is 4213 short passing, high tempo, inside forward to complete forward. So we're going to check it out with our three teams in a holiday sim, Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League on our championship side of Ipswich Town as we usually do. So with that in mind, let's just jump into the Premier League and see how it worked. Well, taking a look at the Premier League table, Liverpool coming up aces with 93 points, 118 goals for. Very nicely done. Aston Villa falling to 5th with 75 points more on the average tally, but 101 goals. But still, that's a pretty nice number for them. Liverpool having a phenomenal run all the way in the Carabao Cup final, getting past Aston Villa, Carabao Cup 4th round in penalties, 5-all, wow. But like I said, they get to the final 4-1 thrashing over Tottenham. They get to the FA Cup semi-finals, unfortunately losing out in penalties to Chelsea. But trophy number 3 does come at the expense of Bayer Leverkusen, a 5-0 smashing in the Europa League final. So yeah, 3 trophies in a semi-final. It's pretty nice. And squad-wise, yeah, their usual sea of green is there in spades. 43 goals for Salah, though, is huge. 35 for Nunez, 25 for Jota, 23 for Gakpo. Wow. Assist, 21 for Trent. Jota with 16, as does Tsimikas. Average rating, though, Salah with a 780. Aston Villa's domestic cup run, we already saw them out in the Carabao Cup 4th round. They really put up a fight, though. But they get to the semi-final as well, losing out to Wolves 2-3. They do get to the Conference League final, unfortunately losing out to Sporting 1-2. So overall, definitely not a bad season for Aston Villa. They could have picked it up here and there, but, I'd still take a look and continue on with this for next year. Squad-wise, not a bad set of green there themselves, but 47 goals for Ollie Watkins. Wow, they really like to push Salah and back and forth. 27 goals for Diaby, assists 16 for Matty Cash, 14 for Digne and Zaniolo, and then average rating, Ollie Watkins with a 7.71. Wow. Data hub for Liverpool, looking through the roof attacking, as you can see. Dribbles per game isn't there, but defensively they're looking on the kind of average mark, maybe a little bit below. I know the summary says that their defending and attack are very nicely done. We are an incredibly hard team to score against. But general performance, 3.11 goals per game is phenomenal. 0.92 conceded, 1.01 XG against. Definitely worse than their usual, but still pretty good. Aston Villa, attacking-wise, looking just as good. Very nicely done. Defensively, again, just like Liverpool, a little bit lower than usual. The summary saying we are an incredibly hard team to score against and should walk over most teams. So 2.66 goals per game, 1.16 conceded, 1.47 XG against is actually a bit higher. The conceded is not too bad, though. But Premier League stats, 2.45 points per game for Liverpool in first. 5th place Villa with 1.97. Most goals first and second, though, 118 down to 101 for Villa. Fewest shots against, Liverpool with 329, Aston Villa with 395. Most possession, 57% for Liverpool, 55 for Aston Villa. Most dribbles made, Liverpool making the list with 574. And most shots for first and second again, 747 down to 682. So now I'm still expecting really good things from this one for Ipswich Town, right? Yeah, of course. 106 points, 136 goals. They did a great job. Domestic Cup run. Carabao Cup, they passed by Chelsea 1-0. Very nicely done. They get to the semifinals, unfortunately lose out to Tottenham, and not by too much. They did win the away leg, which is very nice, but unfortunately just can't do it at home. They get to the FA Cup 3rd round, immediately dropped out by Salford. Salford? Salford. I'll never get that right. So overall, yeah, Championship and Carabao Cup were phenomenal. And squad-wise, yeah, about average sea of green there. So 28 goals for Hurst, Chaplin with 16. Assist, we have 36 for Leif Davis, 13 for George Hurst. Wow, he gets up there too. But average rating, George Hurst actually getting to the tops with 7.52. Nicely done. Championship stats, 2.3 points per game for Ipswich in first. Most goals in first with 136. Very nicely done. Fewest shots against in second with 388. Most possession with 55%. Most shots for in first with 824, and that's the end of it. So the tactic itself, we started with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullback on the left and the right in attack, while playing defenders in defend on the central spots. DM in support next to a Segundo Volante, in attack next to a winger in support. Mark specific position is that DR. Then we get a complete forward in support next to an advanced forward in attack next to a complete forward in support with the other mark specific position as that DL. We have an attacking mentality. In possession, attacking width is wide. Approach play is pass into space. Focus play down the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is higher. Whipped crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line. Trigger press much more often. Prevent your goalkeeper distribution. Get stuck in and step up more. So yeah, how did it work for our three teams? I mean, just as well as they have been recently. 106 points, 136 goals. It's very nice for Ipswich. Getting more goals than the points is really kind of the key, obviously. But Liverpool in first, 93 points is a pretty nice tally. Villa more on the average mark for them with 75. But again, you're getting a lot more goals than you're letting in, and it's working like a charm. So definitely, as I always say, take control of this yourself. Do your own match shouts, training, transfers, things like that, and you can do a better job getting that 75, into the Champions League spots, no question, I would imagine. You can get one over on Arsenal, Man City even maybe, but check it out and see how it works for you. But here, it looks pretty nice. So that's it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.